These royal Thai dolls were first made in the era of King Chulalongkorn. They became very popular among the people. Then, after a while, people lost interest and they faded away. We had to learn the craft all over again. Everyone thinks dolls are just toys. But for me, that's not the case. The dolls have life, culture, and customs, and their own way of life. They are creations of clay that can tell us stories about the past. Festivals like Loi Krathong or giving alms to the monks. These dolls reflect our own ways of life. From the moment the doctor helps the mother give birth, growing up, living in a household, and even dying. What's unique is that we make them by hand. Actually, they're a form of pottery. We start with clay dug up from the fields. The clay has to come from deep within the earth. It's under the sand layer, and that's where this clay is found. I was born here in Ban Bang Sadet. Before we started making these, my family were farmers. I'm the daughter of the land, and we were very poor. I worked the fields every day. Think about that. When I was about 20, there were floods. All the rice in the fields died, and we were destitute. Our community in Ban Bang Mo. The locals were devastated after that flood. Her Majesty Queen Sirikit came to visit at that time. She sat with us and asked how we had suffered from the flood. We told her all our crops had been destroyed. After a while, she asked if we were interested in having someone teach us how to make royal Thai figurines. Her Majesty was reaching out to us, and we felt we really had to accept. We didn't know if we would be good enough to do it, but we were inspired by the fact that Her Majesty came to offer us help. After digging up the clay, we soak it in water for at least a week. Then we stir it like we're mixing a cake. Then we refine the clay by squeezing it through this fabric to strain out all the extraneous stuff. After that, we pour the water out and dry it out just enough to be able to use it. First, we start by making the head of the figurine. It could be a woman, a man, a child, or an elder. They're all different. Children in the past wore a top knot. Girls wore their hair with bangs and a bob, and other styles. Thai children in the past played many different games. Here are a few different ones. Many of these traditional games, kids these days don't play. These figurines help to preserve these games so that they don't disappear. Every step of the process is important. The hardest part is the body. We have to decide which pose the doll is going to take. This work, it makes me concentrate on the work and nothing else. It's like the work commands all of my attention. What position should it be in? What color should we use? It takes up all of my concentration. I can't think of anything else. All my sorrows disappear when I do this work. I just want to sit and work on the things I love. After we've shaped the dolls, we put them out to dry. Then we start the firing process. If it's an open fire, we put them on a tray like this, then rest it on top while we continue to stoke the fire under it so that it remains at a low and constant heat. We keep doing that until they're semi-baked. It takes about 2 hours. If you don't do this, they won't last long. They'll be too heavy and weak. When that's finished, we cover them entirely in coals. The dolls have to be covered up. After a while, the fire comes up on its own. In the end, the dolls are a brick red color. We use acrylic paint to make them as lifelike as possible. But for the little mounted ones, we used oil paint. For their skin, we paint them white or a skin tone so that we can draw their faces using black outline. We use reds and blacks for the eyes and the mouths. Any other color, they don't really show up. Then we give them a smile. Or we don't give them a smile. It depends on my mood, and if I'm happy, the doll gets a smile. If I'm in a bad mood, the figurine won't look too happy either. These Royal Thai figurines, we want to keep the craft alive and preserve it so that the next generation won't forget our culture, our customs, the games children used to play, and what it means to be Thai. I'm so proud of my work making these Royal Thai figurines. I'll keep making them until I can't do it anymore. Her Royal Highness Prince Sirikit visits us often. Each time she comes, she sits and helps us make them. She made these 2 elephants. She made them during 2 different visits, but they're the same size.